Good evening and welcome to Mystery Card Class. I'm Nancy Dodge from YB Stamp. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I will be your guide through the clues. So first of all, we're going to look at our supply list and make sure you have everything that's on your list. Alright, I have one piece of 11 by 4 1/4 and one piece of 11 by 1 inch cardstock. I have 4 pieces of 4 1/4 by 2 3/4 of coordinating cardstock, 4 pieces of 2 by 2 1/2 of white or vanilla cardstock and some scraps, and either a 5 1/4 by 4 inch coordinating DSP, and then you'd use die cuts for the front of your card, or 5 1/4 by 4 inch white or vanilla cardstock that you're going to stamp directly on the front. A stamp set with images and sentiments, and coordinating ink, Stampin' Markers or blends if you're coloring in an image, adhesive of choice, and embellishments of choice. Excuse me. So, let's move on to the clues, shall we? Alright. Well, first off, actually, let me show you my supplies. So here I have my stamp set. I'm going to use the punch to cut them out. And I have some coordinating inks, some embellishments, and then my cardstock here. So that's what I'm starting out with. Alright, clue number 1. First, let me put all my inks aside now that I've spread them all out in front of me. That's alright. You understand, right? Alright, score and burnish card base 5 1/2 inches. So first, let's do that. You see me at 5 1/2 inches? Not really. Move it up a little. There we go. 5 1/2 inches. I'm going to score that. And then burnish it. Alright, I'll stick that aside. The other half is to do that to the 11 by 1 inch strip at 2 3/4, 5 and 8 1/4. So I'm going to do this at 2 3/4, 5 1/2, and then instead of pulling this out, I'm just going to turn this around because it's 2 3/4. Little trick. Alright, and then my clue here says we're going to make it into a W. So I'm going to fold it in the middle, make sure it's even, and then make this into a W. Fold it back so that it does that. But let me burnish the pieces here first. Alright, I'm going to stick that aside and move on to clue number 2. Stamp images and or sentiments on all 4 of the 2 inch by 2 1/2 inch white pieces of cardstock in the portrait position. Alright, so there I have them in my portrait position, and I have my stamp set, and I'm going to stamp. Alright, I'm going to see. I want to do a flower. Let me dig out my little itty bitty square block. I think it's right here somewhere. I just had it the other day. I guess not. We'll just have to use that. And then, let's see. What else do I want? I have more flowers, some hearts. And I think I'll just do, how about if I do 2 flowers, one each way. Alright, this is a little higher than I'm used to. Let me see if I can do it that way. Is that alright with you guys? Alright, so I'm going to get out some inks. I have Garden Green. And I'm going to do some flowers in that color. And the other way. It's my first time using this particular stamps. Well, not the whole stamp set, but these stamps in particular. Alright. I'm going to stick that aside. And I need to have an avalanche? No. I'm going to wash. So I have my little Stampin' Scrub here. It's like a paint roller, and one side has raindrops and the other has a sunshine. So I spray the raindrop side with my Stampin' Mist, and I'm going to clean both sides and dry. Put those back on my case so I don't lose them, because I can't tell you how many times I end up with stamps on the floor. Alright, then I have some Berry Burst. Oops, sorry for the squeak. And I'm gonna just stamp some flowers on that. And then clean it up, because if I don't, wash and dry. Now the polymer stamps tend to stain a little bit if you're using inks that have red in it. Alright, forgot to close my ink. Sorry about that. Alright, now I got the Daffodil Delight. And I'm just going to do some little honeycomb pieces here, just because it's fun. Maybe off the side a little. There we go. Now this glass mat that you see under here is new. It's one of the things that anyone that signs up to be a quote demonstrator, but you don't have to demonstrate, you can be a hobbyist. So I have a little bit of ink here, and with this glass mat comes this silicone cleaner. I'm just going to quick wipe that off so that I don't end up with it all over me. Sorry for the squeak. Anyway, so I'm really liking this glass mat. Alright, now I want to put the sentiment on that last one. I'm going to just quick wash and dry. Put it back in my holder. And I want to say Happy Valentine's Day. And I'm going to do it in the green. Garden Green. Alright. Quick wash and dry. If you get in the habit of this, you don't end up with a whole bunch of stamps that need washing at the end. Alright. Now, those are my 4 pieces. That was clue number 2. So let's see. Clue number 3. Adhere all 4 of the ones that we just colored to, all 4 of what we just colored to the coordinating cardstock. We'll do this a little bit at a time. So I have my 4 pieces here, and I have my Stampin' Seal. Hey Gianna! And I'm just going to quickly adhere these to these 4 pieces in the middle. No certain order, you can decide that in a few minutes with the next step. 2. But I decided to go with the bold flower color. I just liked it better. So we had a snowstorm here today, and I lost power, and I had called Gianna and I said, "Do you have power?" She had power even though she lives on my street, but there were 10 houses on our street that did not. Alright, the next half of this is adhere the center of each section to the scored 11 by 1 inch cardstock and set aside. Okay, so this is how it's going, and I'm going to start with the right piece. I'm just going to put a couple strips right there, and then I'm going to purposely use this so that I had the lines for myself. And I'm going to line this up as best I can. Hopefully it's even. If not, it is now. Alright, next piece. Now I'm going to show you a trick that I figured out. I'm going to put this piece upside down on top of this one in the exact same position and fold that over. I know I could be pitch hitting from your craft room. Alright, then I'm going to do the same thing here. Only I'm going to put this facing up, even with the other stack. And then the last piece, just have to make sure I have it upside down. Make sure it's the right way. And yes, I did mess up while I was practicing this. Alright, so there we go. Alright, set it aside. Alright, clue number 4. If stamping images on your white 5 1/4 by 4 inch or vanilla, go ahead and do it in the landscape position. And if not, then adhere your DSP to the front. So that's what I'm going to do. So I have DSP. And I'm going to put this on the front. If I had the DSP, I mean the white cardstock, I would have stamped those at the same time as, not that you have to, but because this is flat, I haven't put anything in it yet. But I would stamp it first and then mount it. Yeah, so that's what that clue says, right? Do so and color in if desired, then adhere to the front. Okay. But I have die cuts. So I am going to, well, they're not really die cuts, but I'm stamping on scrap. There's a bunch of ways you can do it. So I have the bee here. Uh-oh, I'm missing the bee pieces. Where are they? Ruh-roh, Roach. I know I have them. I found them. Of course, I made a mess getting to them, but I found them. All right. It's because I was setting up for a class, and they were on something else. All right. So I have my little bee pieces. Some wings. And there. Okay, so I need my yellow for the body, Daffodil Delight. I'm going to make two. Stick that aside. And then put the little plaque parts on. Alright, let's see if I can get this good. I think I need to re-ink this ink pad. Excuse my head if it gets in the way. Alright, there are my two little bodies. Now, this set also has a couple different little faces. So I'm going to pick two different faces because I'm making two different little bees. Alright. Ink up the little face. Then the next one. I hope you guys are making out all right. All right. Lid. Oh, no, I got to stamp the wings. Silly me. All right. Hopefully I'm stamping them the right way. It's in a punch, so it's kind of tricky. So we'll find out in a minute, won't we? All right. So I'm going to get my little punch out. Punch my bees. Let's see if I can punch this one first. The other one, I can feel it at a funny angle. They're like just, I needed to do them at a slighter angle, I think. Oh, let's see. So a tip on when you're using your punch and you've cut these small like I just did. Stick it on a sticky note. There we go. funny. Just trim a little away. There we go. Now it's going in better. But the bee really is really cute. Alright, it's one bee. It goes the other way. Trying to reuse the same sticky note. Doesn't want to do it though, does it? There we go. Line it up as best I can. It can be kind of tricky at times. Alright. I got two bees. Let's see if I did this right. Nope, I did it the wrong way. Maybe. Yep. I did. So I'm going to need another sticky note. See, that's why I was working on this earlier and it was in the wrong spot, because I was trying to fiddle with the directions of things. Alright. Now this also doubles as a heart. It's not just the wings. There's one set of wings. We'll do it to the next one. Alright, two sets of wings. And a mess of pieces all over the place. Oh well, that's life, right? I suppose if we're not making a mess, we're not having fun, right? Alright, and I'm just going to I have all these little glue dots left over from paper pumpkin kits. And I'm just going to put them on the little wings and stick it. Whoop, that one didn't come off. Alright. Like that. There we go. My two little bees. And then I thought for the sentiment I would use "You're as sweet as honey." So I'm going to put it on my D block here. Just trying to drop it so that it's straight. Worst comes to worst, just put it down and then pick it up. Alright. I'm going to do that also in green, the garden green. Press lightly on the punch and a little tension on the paper, it'll line up. Yeah, I know, but I kept trying that and it still kept moving on me. Son of a gun. Alright. Don't know where all my people are tonight. Maybe they lost power too. Alright. I'm just going to give this a quick snip. Even it up. I also had this little scrap I thought I would put underneath it. Just kind of give it an extra. Alright. Make sure I get it lined up. And then I have dimensionals that I'm going to put all this on with. One for the wings, one for the body. Alrighty. Little cute bees. Let's see. Oh, Carol's here. Alright. Here's the front of my card. Ta-da! Alrighty. Let's see. Clue number 6. Oops, I guess I jumped. Stamp sentiment on banner of card and adhere front of card. Did that. Alright. Clue number 7. This is tricky. So we're going to take that piece that we did earlier and adhere strip to the inside of the card by putting adhesive on the first and last sections on the outside of the W you made. Lay on left edge with W squished and bring right flap over to adhere. Okay, so I gotta make sure I have this the right way because yeah, I did it the wrong way before and I had to take it off. Alright, double check me. Yep. So open the card and on the front flap line this up in the middle with the piece on the edge. Can you see that? And then you're going to close this and press so that it does this. Ta-da! Isn't that cool? Okay. Clue number 8 is very difficult. Embellish if desired. So I'm going to embellish because I have the embellishments that go with this suite. Excuse the plastic, I forgot to take it out. I'm just going to put a bunch of these around. Maybe some flowers. I like that. There. So there's my card. And I would love to see what you guys made. So make sure you post it in the comments of the I'll see you in 1 hour. Or I think what I'll do is I will post my pictures when this is over, and then you can post it in those comments. So this is the one that I did today, and I'll show you the other ones that I've done. The first one that I did was the tools. I got tools, and then I went a little crazy and I used the Taco Fiesta set. I put him on a little piñata piece so that he's flowing with all the candy. And my little taco pieces. Ta-da! And then I love this set. Some flowers. Now with these two, this is stamped, but these two are DSP. So since I stamped the front, 2 of the pieces instead of white or vanilla cardstock, I just used DSP. So you do what you want. It's your card, and that's how it's going to come out. It's fabulous either way. So here are my 4 cards. There we go. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. We started a new catalog kickoff for the mini January to April this week. If you'd like a copy of that, let me know. And also, Celebration kicked off for the month of January and February. For every $50 order or $100, there are a couple $100 items. You can pick an item free from the catalog. Lots of cool stuff. I've posted some pictures of some of the items that I've made with the products. Please visit my website, ybstamp.com, to take a look at them. And until then, happy stamping.